YouTube executives are thinking about removing all children's content from the main site, apparently. Another report here. You know, YouTube's been in the news with some controversial topics here regarding children's content targeted at children, content featuring children within it. And they've been looking at ways to potentially fix that or curb some of the problems with it. It's not even just a single story. It's like a number of different things that have happened recently or in the last couple of years that have looked bad on YouTube for Google from the standpoint of parents trying to protect what their children are seeing, but also the type of people that are congregating around content featuring children. So a lot of different news stories at play here. The idea being proposed is that any content featuring a child would have to then go onto the YouTube Kids app and away from the main site. Now, this gets crazy because you start to bring into question your family vloggers that are out there. You bring into question, what if someone's filming in public and there just so happens to be a child? Also, how do you govern it, right? What kind of an algorithm do you build here that can sift through however many hundreds of hours of content are uploaded every minute? Are they able to look for children's faces? What if you got a baby face? Well, what if you're a 30-year-old human being, but you just got a baby look to you? Do you get picked up by the algorithm, get kicked off the main site and onto YouTube Kids? It's a very complicated topic. There's a good example. Andy Milonakis. There you see. Is he a child or a man? It's very difficult. He's a rare case, obviously, but you can imagine what I'm talking about. You could see a scenario in which this could potentially be problematic. Now, there are a couple of other things suggested here as far as ways to fight against some of these issues, one of which being the suggested algorithm and the autoplay feature. So a lot of what was going on, or a lot of the criticism being thrown at YouTube, was this idea that the algorithm itself was suggesting this unsavory content or leading children who were watching down weird rabbit holes of content that they may not have selected for themselves. So the other suggestion here is if it's content that features a child or content that's targeting children, that there would be no suggested algorithm at play for those viewing sessions or on that content specifically. So it's a tough situation. There have been various advocacy groups that have lodged complaints with the FTC, and they're looking for some sort of change to take place here. They're looking for some sort of solution. There's obviously a lot of people upset, and it is a very complicated subject. I gotta be honest, from my own point of view, like, should people be broadcasting, blasting their children all over the internet? Do the children really have a say in the matter? I understand you're their guardians. We've had child stars forever, but this is kind of different now. There's first of all, the scale, the volume, the velocity is massive. There's no watchdogs. There's no like industry at play that can kind of look over the situation. I know Macaulay Culkin talks about working late, trying to shoot Home Alone, and it was rough. I mean, how can we know what these children's situations look like, even on these family vlogs? We don't know. You just don't know. You're watching what the parent edited together and decided to showcase to you, right? You don't know if there's exploitation at play. And it could ultimately lead down a terrible path. All it would take, Will, is one bad, controversial case, one seriously terrible thing to happen, and all of a sudden people start to blame YouTube specifically and say, you were a breeding ground for this behavior. So I think they know something's up. They've already started by disabling comments on content featuring minors. That was kind of step one. It showcases the fact that they've got interest in the matter, that they're looking at it. But it's not enough. And that's obviously where these next stages and phases come into play, how they're going to address it. I have some, the truth of the matter is people are going to adapt and adjust. Content creators are going to adapt and adjust, and they're going to have to. If all of a sudden YouTube makes a move like that and takes content with minors in it and relegates it to the kids app, these content creators are going to have to adjust. Mm-hmm. They're going to just have to do something different. And YouTube will essentially be saying, hey, we're not going to incentivize you putting your kids online for the purpose of monetary gain. We're not gonna go for that. So it's a hot topic. I'm glad that they're looking at it, but it's an enormous task. 500 hours of content uploaded to the platform every minute. Imagine trying to deal with that. I got a lot of respect for it. I understand YouTube takes a boatload of criticism, but like no one else is ready to do this job of hosting all the internet's videos. And I just don't believe that it's an easy thing to work with. So good luck to YouTube. If you're broadcasting your kids all over YouTube and showing a bunch of ads, maybe you want to think about diversifying your product offering. Maybe you want to move some of your manufacturing elsewhere. See what I did there, Will? See what's going on? That's my feeling on the matter right now.